You're watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. Stan C, Romoran, Chino Leao, and Emil Nate live on a Thursday evening. Live. Unlike yung idea nyo for WWE in Manila. Oh my gosh.
Wala na ako sinasabi. That's all you.
Ako na nagsasabi kasi matagal na namin gustong i-announce that WWE will be on Netflix Philippines. Mapapanood siya ng live, mapapanood siya ng on-demand, pero hindi siya live event. Apparently, and I'm sure pinag-usapan niyo na to ng Weekend Reacts, merong mga medyo nagkulang lang sa reading comprehension. So
this is again kasi some might have heard. This isn't a shot at one specific person. We did get more than one person asking us in our inbox if it meant a live event in Manila. So,
So what you're saying is it's not impossible for the WWE to come to Manila. With chance pa rin. You're not.
Of course, the chance is always more than zero.
I like pouring gasoline on the fire.
So si Jasper, umamin na siya. Akala rin niya. Akala rin ni Jasper.
Ne, may kakilala ko, sabi niya sa akin, na lin lang daw siya nung caption kasi I'm parang like, Philippines, are you ready? So, dun palang na ano niya na parang kinonect niya na, live event in Manila. But, yung nga, nakikiusap na lang ako na please basahin po natin yung copy, panoorin po natin yung video bago tayo mag-react. Kasi masyado tayong excited eh.
Specifically to Jasper, tanong mo muna yung WWE employee na kilala mo.
Yes.
Kaya ito na, sinasabi na namin.
Tanungin mo si Emil.
Oo, si Emil Nate na nakakaalam. He is in the room where it happens. Pero ito, seryoso. Ito nga, sinasabi nga namin na it's just really the Netflix announcement. Kasi nga, di ba, we were delayed for a year because of existing TV deals. And, we appreciate, having Blast TV all these years, having the deal that we had. But it is time for the rollout to finally include the Philippines. So, come 2026, yung WWE programming natin, both the weeklies and the PLEs will be on Netflix. Yun na, malinaw na.
Again, if you haven't heard what I said nung Monday, I already know what it is like, what to have WWE Netflix. So it's the weekly shows live streamed as it happens. No, very few ads. I think walang masyadong ads if you watch it from here. Tapos you have the vault all the way back to the inception of both TV, of all the TV programs. So plus old PLEs, historic PLEs. Di ko lang alam kung magdadagdag sila ng WCW, ECW, but all the old stuff you can go watch. Ruthless Aggression era, Attitude era, New Gen, lahat mapanood mo on Netflix.
So hanapin mo lang yung Raw Vault and the SmackDown Vault. Yeah. All right. So we're so excited for that. Can't wait for that to happen. But if you want a live experience, may dalawa tayong options. First, Puso Wrestling Alamat happening November 30. That is Bonifacio Day, holiday yon, Sunday pa. So kung AI ka, di ko alam kung paano ka pa hindi makaka-attend. But it will be at Brawl Pit, Bulusan. So we still have tickets, pusowrestling.helixpay.ph. Please, if you want to come watch a local wrestling show, this is your best opportunity before the year ends. And another opportunity is this December because we've got the viewing party for John Cena's final match, Saturday night's main event, December 14. That is a Sunday morning, 8 a.m. sa Skinny Mike's. So dito pa lang sasabihin na namin, Jasper, let's put up the poster. We are opening officially yung pre-order forms. So you can go and get your tickets at tinyurl.com/thankyoucena. Para madali. Again, it's tinyurl.com/thankyoucena. Tickets are at 450 pesos for the early bird, 500 pesos for the walk-in. And I can't guarantee yung attendance si Carlo Pamintuan because he's not here in Manila by then. But I will be there kasi walang Tagalog commentary for this one. So, yun.
I don't know how you wanted. We threw this party just for Carlo. What the hell?
Wala na-assign siya to cover I think the SEA Games or something.
The SEA Games are happening around the same time.
Yun.
Yeah. So yun. Kaya wala siya sa Saturday night's main event. Womp indeed. So yun. Say what's up to Joseph. Thank you for joining us, bud.
Hey, Joseph. What up?
And everybody putting in your comments sa Facebook and sa YouTube. All right, let's get to some more reminders para sa mga hindi pa nakakapag-follow sa podcast on Spotify or YouTube. Yung mga hindi nagko-comment, please. It really means a lot to us if you do. So please hit that subscribe button or that follow button and leave a comment on Spotify or on YouTube. And yung sponsorship program natin also ongoing. If you want us to put over a product, an event, a brand, you want to sponsor a Play and Nathan segment para marinig yung magwala si Emil about something you want him to go apeshit about, you can send it to us at hello.wrestlingwrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. We are happily taking sponsorships for the podcast. And finally, Emil, Nate, let them know how else they can support the pod.
Our patrons, so our viewers could support the podcast through two ways: is Patreon and Gag. It's patreon.com/wrestling podcast and gagnow.com/wrestling2xpod for as low as $5. That $5 a month goes a long way to helping us do what we do here on the podcast. So you get the Discord community, and you get first dibs to everything. First dibs to events, all that and more. So and it's a big help. It's a big help for this podcast that has been going strong for the last 11 years. So thank you so much. And I just realized that this week I'm celebrating my 3rd anniversary as part of this podcast.
Wow.
So, yeah. So thank you so much to everyone who has been
Papakain ka ba? Dami-dami mong Dorianes eh.
Oh, nga.
has been there throughout the journey, and I hope you guys can continue to support the podcast through Patreon and Gag. Only again for as low as $5.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck has it been 3 years?
Yeah.
Dahil dyan,
How the fuck did that happen?
Dahil dyan, meron kang post-show assessment, mamaya.
Pucha, 3 years ka pa lang sa podcast, alagay ka na sa WWE personnel as NXT writer, di ba?
Yeah.
All right, Emil, go put over the Converge Netflix bundle.
All right, so we still got a month to enjoy Blast TV. I will say that. And after that, WWE you can now watch WWE through Netflix, even without VPN. So you can experience that.
Sa January pa.
So January, but yeah, I'm just saying we still have Blast TV for a month, and then after that we are.
Kaya naniniwala yung mga tao na pupunta WWE dito. Hindi ni-explain na maayos.
Yeah, I said we still got a month of Blast TV, and after that we can enjoy our WWE programming through Netflix, even without the VPN, and to experience that at its best. I recommend the Converge Netflix bundle. We got 3 tiers to that bundle. We got $17.98, $99.98, and $22.98. In that plan, of course, you got your free Netflix account that you could use to watch your favorite programming, including WWE. You can also use that. You can included also in that plan is the box, the experience box that I use constantly, to watch my stuff. Also the high speed internet and the free Wi-Fi modem. So all of that you can enjoy through the Converge Netflix bundle. You can upgrade through or subscribe through the customer service email, or if you have a local Converge office in your area, you can go there as well. And yeah, exciting times, in the next year with WWE coming into Netflix.
All right. Let's talk about the highlights from Raw, and marami tayong pag-uusapan, starting with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns rounding out the men's War Games! Yeah. So, what do you guys think about Brock and Roman? Emil, may reaction ka na agad when I said their names pa lang.
Some people kind of called it na when they were forming the teams, parang, okay, we can see now who's going to be the last members of the teams, diba? And they saved it for the surprise, for the, nung last Monday night on Raw. So, as much as I don't want to see Brock Lesnar, like, okay, he's probably gonna do War Games and he's gonna fuck off again. And Roman is the more interesting though, kasi palapit na tayo sa WrestleMania. So this means that Roman's gonna be here from this PLE up until probably Mania. So what is he going to do? Medyo hindi pa clear yung direction ni Roman heading into WrestleMania, but this is like a good start to see where his character is gonna go. And it's interesting that the babyface is basically the same team as the babyface team last year, except for Sammy, who's being replaced by Cody. So it's the same coalition, but I'm interested to see how this War Games is gonna go. Medyo Russian build-up, but that's okay.
It's weird. I didn't expect Brock to be part of this, but okay. I guess kung last week nagagalit tayo kasi si Drew nandyan and it doesn't make sense. paano pa kaya ito si Brock Lesnar, di ba? What storyline reason are they gonna use other than, the obvious one wherein he is a Paul Heyman guy, right? So it's a little weird. The Roman one is also there. Parang ang hirap din kasi nung kay Roman kasi his relationship with the Usos when we last left off
Oh yeah.
were, was a little tumultuous, right? Like CJ was on the verge of turning heel. I don't even know if that's happening anymore because now all of a sudden they're part of this bigger war games picture. So are they gonna go revisit that still, or is that something that just forgotten? I don't know. It's all very murky at this point.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this men's matchup. As Emil said, it was a War Games match. The faces were the faces last year, except for Cody. Tapos, this was actually more of a showcase for the heels, especially the Vision. But it got a lot more convoluted when it came to the final men. And at this point, mas interesado ako sa MFT versus the coalition that's happening
Yeah.
as a Survivor Series match a week before next week, diba? Next week na siya.
Yeah, yung sa go home ng Survivor Series.
So that is way more interesting to me at this point. I parang the bloodline at this point as a face team is kind of a crutch. Not taking away anything from them, but it is kind of a little boring because they just recycled them as the protagonist of this. Parang, I would much rather the Vision be the protagonist of this, and I would have much rather had CM Punk like form a whole new different team than the rest of the bloodline. Diba? Parang like guys like LA Knight, diba, are there for the taking, diba? Wala lang si Seth, diba? But I felt like it would have been a lot more interesting. Kunyari had the Jey Uso teased heel turn pushed through. This felt a little too safe and not that predictable, but safe. And I feel like I want to skip this one and maybe just focus on the women.
Yeah, where the fuck is LA Knight, by the way? Diba?
That's a tournament. No,
No, but he's been
Jey
the
Uso
one.
was in the tournament too.
Yeah,
to say.
this diba, LA Knight has been feuding with the Vision the longest.
Exactly.
So, was there an explanation as to why he's not included in
Wala.
this match?
Wala, hindi na siya sinama ni CM Punk.
So for star power lang talaga they win with Roman
Yeah,
and Punk.
you know what
Oh
it
my
is.
God. Even Cody, like, why is Cody in this match? Diba? Yun yung pinagtataka
Drew's in
ko
the
eh.
match.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the reason the match of Cody's there, the Usos are there because I guess because of the Vision as well. Kasi si Jay and the Vision are also feuding. Hindi mo talaga ma-explain is si Brock Lesnar. Siya yung red herring dito eh.
Yeah.
Roman at least has a tie with the Vision.
Yeah, at saka Roman and the Usos, yeah, get bloodline and all that, gets naman yun. Brock Lesnar is the red herring here, and he's the one thing.
I'm not sure red herring is the actual term, but it's
Or
more
siya
of
yung-
like, hindi natin alam why.
Oh, diba?
Other than
Kasi
yung
siya
connective thread nila being Paul Heyman, diba?
Yeah, yun lang.
Someone said
Paul Heyman
online na si
himself,
Paul
eh.
Heyman is Derek Ramsey. Lahat ng ex niya nandun.
Jesus Christ.
Oo nga, no? Pucha.
Except for Seth.
Except for Seth, for obvious reasons. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Last Time Is Now tournament where Dolph Ziggler was the second surprise. So siya yung TBA nakalaban ni Solo Sikoa on Monday Night Raw. He got to have his own theme song. He got to wear his Wanted Man vest but be Dolph Ziggler. So very similar to yung packaging ni Matt Cardona / Zack Ryder nung SmackDown.
Yeah, it's pretty clear now that these are your, and no Edge, no Jericho. Is there anyone here watching us right now, listening to us right now, who got severely disappointed by a promise that was never made? So if that's you, the egg on your face is completely 100% on you. So nobody promised anything, not even the dirt sheets, not
You
even
played
Fightful.
yourself.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
not even Meltzer reported a chance of AEW guys crossing over to WWE just for this. Like that's entirely 100% fan speculation. So, knowing that, I am pretty happy with who we got. It stands to make sense in a mind that Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder have personal histories with Cena. At this point, who doesn't have, diba? If you came through WWE, I mean, who doesn't have, but it at least made sense from from a background standpoint, from a legacy standpoint. So I'm not too sad about that. Kind of sad a little bit that not one of the imports from TNA got past the first round, but it is what it is as well. Yeah, I yun, it's just a show on it's just a show na WWE is willing to play with TNA, although they won't respect your TNA character in the process. If you're in the main roster.
I mean, they probably use the Zack Ryder and the Dolph Ziggler character kasi mas familiar siya sa mga nanonood ng Raw. You know, and the crowd, I thought the crowd was more receptive to Dolph than the crowd was to Zack Ryder on Friday. He got a much louder pop, and I like it. I like the choice. I mean, we were talking about Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona being the two TBAs, diba? Like we were pretty much like saying it on this show. Na some people were expecting Edge or Jericho, but I think the more realistic choice are these two, and that's what we got. So I'm okay with it. So, I mean, they are technically still people who aren't in WWE. So like they basically went with what they said. Like there's gonna be some people here who's not working here that is going to be in the tournament, and that's who we got with Ziggler and Ryder. You can't complain about it.
Nakakatawa lang yung mga naglalabas ng resibo, I guess, and still harping on the fact that, baka si Claudio na yung next. Yun na siya. Yeah, because these are two of the three names Cena mentioned in that promo.
Yeah, that's right.
So people are like, those keen-eyed folks on the internet are like, yun na, next week si Claudio na yan, sure na yan, tapos Edge na. Tapos, saya na tayo na, yay, wrestling. Well, I think it's not gonna happen, guys. Calm down, I do understand the argument, because last week, this was important. Last week, last Monday, Roy and I made the distinction of why the WWE chose Zack Ryder and not Matt Cardona to make their debut. I think I get it now with Dolph Ziggler and not Nick Nemeth. It's because in the larger story picture, it makes more sense for Dolph Ziggler to actually make the debut. Because Dolph Ziggler is the one with this history with Cena.
Yes.
Diba? It's not Nick Nemeth. In the same way that Zack Ryder was the one with the history with Cena, not Matt Cardona, right? So, I guess yun yung excuse na pwede na lang gamitin for reintroducing these characters, even though you still have a long-standing, established identity after you were released by the WWE.
May tanong si Neil sa YouTube, which Ro answered, pero just for everybody. Sabi ni Neil, is the last time is now tournament also for the number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship? Di natin alam because John Cena, while he is the champion, he will be defending the title against Dirty Dom at Survivor Series, diba? So let's fast forward to that, Jasper, and let's talk about that. Dirty Dom came out and challenged Cena, basically saying na hindi ako naman masusunod, hometown ko naman kasi last time hometown mo, yeah, the advantage. So they're gonna duke it out in San Diego for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, makes sense. At least they squeezed out one more appearance from Cena there.
I think Cena was going to do Survivor Series regardless. Kasi,
yes.
Yeah, he was. He announced it.
Okay.
He was. Diba kasama yun sa
dates that he ran down.
Yeah. He said last Survivor Series. So I was hoping na baka siya sa War Games, but he wasn't. He was willing to go that far. So okay lang yan. I was hoping for a Ray Dom face-off, to be honest. That was what I thought was going to happen, especially since when they renewed hostilities, medyo malapit na sa Survivor Series. But instead, we're getting this, diba? And Cena actually gets to defend the title here. Parang naisip ko, and this is probably just me overthinking, pero parang naisip ko lang din na si Dirty Dom is good when he's in the ring with somebody who overpowers him, and that's Cena. But Cena is also good when he's in the ring with somebody that also overpowers him. So, hindi ko alam kung si Dirty Dom yun kasi si Dirty Dom madaya siya when he's fighting from below, diba? So, it's an interesting matchup to be sure, and it's a thing that will play out on Survivor Series that I can't wait to see.
I'm okay with this one. I mean, before before all of this, I thought, again, like Gino said, I thought Cena was going to be involved in War Games. Like, he's going to be one of the surprise, diba, for the babyface team. But I'm okay with this one nonetheless. I mean, it is a title match, against Dirty Dom in front of Dirty Dom's hometown. He's probably going to get booed, even in his own home, even in his own hometown. But it's going to be a great match. The first one last week was good. And I think this one with more time, I think it's going to be even better.
All right. We'll get to yung predictions for that one next week. So go home week natin before Survivor Series. Let's cross over to the Women's Intercontinental Championship picture where we have a new champion in Maxine
Yay.
Dupree. Congrats to her, her first ever championship. Also clearly showing off na all of that training with Natty will really pay off, diba? In spades. And she got a huge win over Becky Lynch. AJ Lee made her surprise return. It served as the distraction for Becky. So that's going to continue yung Becky-AJ feud. So what did you think of this result?
I love this. I super, super love this. I thought the first match that they had was just going to be a one-off, but I'm glad na this is how it ended with Maxine winning the Intercontinental Championship. Ang nakabad tip lang is I'm seeing again a lot of comments comparing Becky to Mercedes after nung Raw. Oh, look at Becky Lynch. She put over, she put over Maxine Dupree, and you can't say the same thing about Mercedes. But no. Like, again, just something that I just got annoyed at. But the thing is, kudos to Becky Lynch though. Like, she did a really good job of putting over Maxine in this feud, making her look legit. Even though I already thought back then that Maxine has the potential to become a major player in the women's division, but this feud really played a big part of her evolving from being the valet of the Alpha Academy to now being, a champion on her own, which is, you love to see it.
Yes, congrats to the Dupree family. There's a wrestling has more than one royal family, pare. No, the Duprees. No, but for real, no, I was very surprised when they actually pulled the trigger on Maxine, and for good reason, and it was a good surprise, diba? Na tuwa ako that they actually believed in her enough to see that she put in enough of the work, and that she's improved so much more than from just being a valet, diba? On the sidelines, not really being an active competitor, to now actually being a champion. Diba? Who would have thought that they had enough faith in her to do this? And they did, and they put the title on her, and for however long she has it, she can always say that champion pa din siya, diba? And that's something there, man. So congrats to Maxine Dupree.
Yeah, interesting stat. Maxine's win is the first time. I don't know how to phrase this. It's really complicated, but it is the first time that the women's intercontinental championship is won by a wrestler whose first championship.
Okay. So first time na, first
Yeah.
ever championship niya, yung particular title na yon.
Kasi bago siya.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
And bago siya. So yeah, that's an interesting stat. But congrats to Maxine. Really liked how she improved. I think the fact that you can improve like that after publicly struggling because you are new, you are inexperienced, is the mark of a star. Like, if you can improve like that after a year, imagine how much better you'll be after a few more years. I think Maxine is a superstar, possibly a Hall of Famer in the making. I think this is
Yes.
just the start of bigger things for her, and I'm glad that they rewarded that. They rewarded the work that she put in, and the emotional connection that she has made with the crowd. So a lot of good things falling into place for Maxine, and you love to see it. Talaga. You love to see it, and good then for whoever decided to put over Maxine as a champion, whether it was Becky, whether it was Triple H. Syempre, everyone's working in concert with each other to do that, but it's not one person's decision either. So really good stuff happening despite what people will have you believe about how Triple H runs his company right now, how runs his creative right now. Feel good moments like this still do happen.
How about yung AJ and Becky hostilities being renewed here?
I like
Sure.
it.
I was wondering where AJ was since her last appearance. So I'm glad that they found her. They found a way to get her back. I say that was kind of getting sus.
Yeah,
I
it looks
mean,
like sige, Chino.
sorry. Just to say briefly, Rhea Ripley approached AJ Lee
Yeah.
backstage, and I'm pretty sure that's about War Games. So, kung pumasok si AJ Lee sa War Games cage, then I'm pretty sure Becky's gonna be on the other side because they
Sure.
just did this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will, I will agree with Chino. Papunta na rin to sa War Games. Kasi yun
How
nga,
wild would it be na AJ Lee went from not wrestling at all in 10 years to suddenly being part of War
I mean,
Games?
she's probably gonna be the last member to come out. Kasi, di ba, usually yun yung may shortest stint in the match, the one who comes out
Sure.
last. So it's probably gonna be her.
So how War Games is a
This side.
hardcore match, so you're
Yeah.
not expected to put on a
Oh,
technical
wala
classic.
namang bombing. Ang pasin mo lang ng kendo stick yan,
Yeah,
di ba?
exactly.
Yes.
It's just big spots.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right, sticking with the women's division here, you mentioned women's War Games. Charlotte Flair looks like she's joining Team Rio and Alexa after changing her mind when they got attacked by Lash, Naya, and the Kabuki Warriors.
First of all, let's talk about that Alexa promo. By the way, I thought she did great. The crowd, shame. They should be ashamed of themselves for
What chance?
for the what chance. I thought it was a great promo, and I thought Alexa responded well to the chants. Diba? Diba sinagot-sagot niya yung crowd, diba? And so kudos to Alexa. But I like what they did on Friday though, na di automatic na okay, porque we're on the same side, okay na tayo to team up. I like that they went that route because eventually it's gonna get to this point. Charlotte will eventually agree to join the babyface team, but I like how they they kind of had a detour first before getting there. So, it made that moment on Raw special kasi she was hesitant nga nung SmackDown, but here because she was really needed for the babyface team. It made a moment. It had a feel good moment to it. Yung pag-rest back ni Charlotte, and now the four out of five of the babyface team is now complete with one more probably gonna be AJ to round out the babyface team for War Games.
Di pa din tayo sure kung doon. Kasi they're still not answering the big question that Charlotte herself asked, di ba? But that question being, does she trust Rhea Ripley enough to be on the same side? Because remember, that segment ends with the two besties facing off in a best friends battle. I don't know what you call it. Pero that weird
Hindi naman, parang
hugging.
face-off lang. Oh, nagyakapan sila, tapos face-off
the-
against the other pair.
Yun nga eh. So parang just because they're on the same side doesn't mean Charlotte trusts Rhea enough to be on the same team with her. Diba? And that's the thing that they keep working on, but they're noodling on because it makes the whole conflict interesting, right? Diba? Does Charlotte really pull the trigger? Is she really with this team? Diba? Yung fifth member na pupunta dyan, and this is also another reason why AJ Lee's the fifth member. It's the glue, eh. It's the people it's that person that unifies that side, right? So AJ Lee being a mentor in the women's division at this point, yung role niya, she said it to herself, the fact that she's part of that face team where there's conflict brewing, she has it in her capacity to unify everybody and say, oh, tayo na, hindi kayo magkasundo. Ayan, magkasundo kayo ngayon. Right? She has that in her wheelhouse. Right? So, maganda yung kwento niya. It's working its way around. And I'm starting to be sold on this whole World War Games match.
Yeah, people are complaining that it's just too soon. Like after a weekend on SmackDown and Raw, mukhang okay na sila. I don't think it's that simple. Gino's right. I feel like yes, they're working on a medyo compressed timeline, but I feel like they're gonna stretch then a little bit the legwork. From Charlotte not trusting Rhea to Charlotte trusting Rhea enough just to play on the same team, diba? Maybe it's gonna be AJ. I don't know. Who knows? But they have like 3 more episodes to get to that point, get to that destination before the PLE. So if you're complaining that it's too soon, one, it is the WWE timeline. We only have a month really to get to this point, diba? And two, I don't think they're gonna make it they're gonna sweep it under the rug. That's that easily because it's just one of those things that they know they have to work on screen to make it make sense to you.
Yeah, it's that big of a story beat. Medyo mahirap siyang i-ignore, di ba?
Yep.
Right. We also got a big return match for Gunther, who went up against Javon Evans in the first round of the Last Time Is Now tournament. But other than Gunther just mauling Javon Evans, people are happy that he brought Dvorak back with him. Symphony
Yes.
number 9.
Yes, I love this. I freaking love this. It's my favorite piece of classical music, yung The Rock Symphony 9.
How many
Wait,
pieces of classical music do you know? Name 5 pieces of classical music. I mean.
God be there. But I don't know,
Because
yung
favorite implies you know more than
yung
one.
flight
isn't it?
flight of the Valkyries, isn't that a classical
Okay,
piece?
Daniel
The Ride of the
Bryan,
Valkyries.
Yeah.
Danielson, okay.
Yeah, I
So
only know
all,
classical
all the
pieces
classical music you know is also from wrestling themes. Is what you're telling me.
Yes, yes, I will.
I have an entire
yung Macho
playlist.
Man, di ba?
Di mo man
Yes,
lang alam yung
I have an
Good Night
entire
Sonata,
playlist of this.
grabe
Don't be
ka.
playing. I have an entire playlist of classical music that they use in wrestling. So this is your entire knowledge of the classical body of work.
Ayun, Jasper said Ric Flair. Yeah, that's also a classical piece.
Fuck that shit.
But yeah, out of every classical piece in wrestling, this is my favorite. And I was kind of bummed when they had the when they introduced the Death Rebel theme, which is also good, but nothing beats the Dvorak. Like parang bumalik yung aura niya eh. When that note hit and people realized that, oh shit, he got his theme song back. And your theme song really adds to the presentation. Like theme song is a very underrated part of a wrestler's presentation, and by God, he looked really good in his match against Javon. One of the best matches on TV this year.
Buti na lang wala nag-chant ng CEO.
Oh my God, yeah. People are online saying about dapat isu daw ni
Fucking.
People
It's a
were
classical
also
piece.
saying, people are also saying on threads na, bumalik yung music. People were saying that it wasn't Gunther that came out, it was Walter. Kasi kaya yung music.
Yeah, I actually thought that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the fact that they were able to bring that back kind of tells me that it's possible maybe to bring in the Walter name back. I mean, Ilya Dragunov is untouched virtually when it comes to the name, so
Right.
you never know.
Pero kasi Ilya was never changed eh. Yung kay Volter, di ba? He had to be Gunther and he was established talaga. Became, a 2-time world champion. So I'm not sure
Yeah.
if, how feasible it would be to suddenly rename him again to Volter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder argument, only more interior, diba? More WWE centered. Say, the Gunther persona and the Walter persona also exist really inside the WWE bubble. So I don't really know how smart it is, tama si Stan, to suddenly rebrand him back to Walter when people have already gotten to know Gunther, the performer.
No, that was really no one was really pushing for it anyway. Like people were incensed by Gunther, but I feel like people are gonna complain a lot more about Walter because they weren't familiar with that. They didn't watch the Indies or NXT UK, and Walter is still a pretty generic Western male name. Anyway, all things considered,
Pares na ng Gunther.
yeah, no, Gunther at least mas may dating ng konti. But anyway, good match for Javon. It's clear that WWE main roster takes precedence over everyone else who was included in the tournament. Syempre, mga TNA names, NXT name in Javon were really just there to spice things up a little bit. But the people who are most likely to get all the way to the finals are people who are on the main roster. So, it is how it is. That's the business. But yeah, if you didn't already know about Javon for some strange reason, despite like 2 previous appearances on the main roster, you're about to know him. You should probably know him a lot more now. Say that's them priming him for that eventual main roster run.
Mm-hmm. I'm making a guarantee now. I'm making a guarantee.
Wow, okay.
Gunther's gonna win this tournament. Gunther's gonna win this
That's not a
tournament.
guarantee. That's the rumor.
No, I'm guaranteeing it here in the
Kasi,
podcast. He's
okay.
gonna win the
Sige,
tournament.
sige.
He's gonna win the IC title at
Okay,
Saturday night's
sure.
main event.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to NXT and talk about Tatum Paxley and how she lost everything in one night. She lost her family,
Yeah.
she lost her NXT Women's Championship, and now JC Jane is a two-time champion.
Why are they rushing this? They gave her like 3 weeks as as champion. But they could have stretched the whole, the story that they were telling. Easy is trying to control Tatum, defending the title against everyone. That's a good story. They could have stretched it for like a month, but 3 weeks feels too soon.
Well, that was always what the plan was. Kasi malinaw naman na she was always gonna turn. Diba? Like, it was a very, very telegraphed turn. It was only a matter of when. And I feel like actually what's more strange is that she didn't, you know, she didn't do things in a way that she would get her own championship match
Yun
against
nga
Tatum. So this is the weirder part. I knew she was gonna turn, but I feel like it was counterproductive for her to cost Tatum the championship. Diba? Like,
Yun nga,
why
what
not?
no.
Why not have Tatum win against JC and then turn on her after the match, diba? Like, for the Chiron fake out, right? So yun lang naman ang weirder part about this. Like, it was only a matter of time.
Yun nga, that's the thing. What does Izzy get turning on Tatum mid-match, di ba? May agreement
Yeah.
pa sila ni JCJ na ako next, ha? Di ba? Parang, it's weird eh. And also, they're really putting Tatum through it. She already lost her best friends and then they're doing it to her again. Kawawa talaga si ate. I feel for her a lot. But the match was good. I really liked the match. The turn was unexpected. But yun nga, what does Izzy get from turning on Tatum now? Diba? If she wanted to be champion, how does she then go back to the point? Diba? So parang medyo
Yeah.
weird siya.
Parang keep your enemies closer, kumbaga, di ba? The championship is within their group, di ba? I think that's easier, di ba? To to win the championship, but I don't know what the writing room was thinking there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, major heartbreaking moment for everybody, especially fans of Tatum Paxley. Lalo na nakuha niya yung amor of the NXT universe just by being an endearing, creepy little weirdo.
Yeah, Tatum Paxley is very well loved by the NXT universe. Parang yung appeal niya talaga of being the outsider, the weirdo. It's just really growing on people. So
Yeah.
so really the comeback is going to be huge. Pero yun nga, diba? Story's a little iffy.
I feel like they rushed it because it's possible that they might be bringing her up. Like, even though she is kind of inexperienced, but being a NIL and being an NIL signee, right? But I felt like she ended up blossoming into the wrestler that they wanted Gigi Dolan to be. So it's possible that they're gonna graduate her, although she does need a little more time, but she is really, really good. Like, if you watch the match this week on NXT, parang bilib ako na championship level siya, even if it's still NXT. Like, NXT is still like the top of the developmental game. But now that you have evolved, now that you have the ID program, being the NXT Women's Champion is like a really good mark of where you are right now as a young wrestler.
Yeah. Agree. Let's not forget that si Tatum Paxley has only really been in the business for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's really
So
impressive.
she came from another
Si
sport.
Tiffy,
Oh, si
2021,
Tiffy din.
yeah.
Yeah.
Diba? All right, sticking with yung mga highlights from Gold Rush, Zarya threw in the towel during the Women's North American Championship match to save Sol Ruka from herself because she would not tap out to Blake Monroe despite having an injured knee on the verge of getting re-injured or aggravated.
God,
feelings.
Okay, let's get into it, Emil. I know you've got feelings about the friendship between Zarya and Sol Ruka.
God, naiinis na ako kay Sol Ruka sa character niya. Like, she is such a bad friend at this point. We were talking about this one. We were, diba? We were parang predicting na it's gonna be Zarya who's gonna turn on Sol Ruka. But at this point, Sol turning on Zarya will be the best move. Kasi if you watch the entire thing, mas naiinis na ako kay Sol. She is such a bad friend. Like, Zarya is doing everything to protect you from yourself because sobrang tanga mo, di ba? Injured ka nga, di ba?
Capital Tita.
Pinoprotektahan
God
ka na
damn.
nga kasi injured ka, pero you still insisting on going out there and re-injuring yourself. Para ano? Para sa pride? Ano yung ganang papakain sa'yo ng pride mo, di ba? Diba?
Oh, yeah, boom.
Yeah. If you
God
don't
damn.
have the money, if you don't have the capability to work, you're gonna end up like a bum. So that's what Zarya is trying to get to you. So
Kawawa naman yung mga bomb, pati sila pinatamaan mo.
yun nga, nila sa drama nito. Like Zarya
Sino nga ni Joe ni Sol Ruka sa roster?
si Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate.
Yeah.
Tyler Bate. Oh, she'll be good. She'll be fine.
Like like the Zarya character has been so humanized na I actually gained sympathy for Zarya at this point. Na I can sympathize with her just protecting her friend from endangering herself even further. Diba? But ito, si Solukat, tanga-tanga talaga to eh. Kaya, diba?
I no
May
longer know
kaibigan
what,
akong ganito. Bahala ka na sa buhay mo. Pinagsabihan na kita eh. Parang ganun. But obviously, Zarya is not like that. This, which is why this story, is really interesting now to watch. It's not your typical, Zarya's gonna turn on so will they, won't they, parang ganun. It's now has more layers that, keeps me watching every week.
Tama si Emil. I thought they were going one way with the story, but apparently the turn might actually come from Soul Ruka. It's interesting kasi a heel soul isn't something I had on my bingo card here. Pero sa bagay, si heel lang niya, hindi natin expect, and yet she's the TNA champion. So the fact that they're going this way with the character is interesting because it gives her nuance. It really shows us kung kaya niya ba talaga dalhin yung heelness. No. But that well-roundedness that people need from their wrestlers. So it'll be an interesting concept if they do pull it off.
I no longer know what it feels like to be so deeply personally affected by a storyline.
Yeah, sorry.
the
that's on me.
way
That's
Emil
what I thought.
gets on a regular basis. Like Jesus Christ. Oh my
Dami
god.
mong hugot eh.
No. I think, Ro, ano yun, it's more on us because we are old and jaded and in the business.
And in the business. Yeah. Like,
I think it's really more a reflection of us than Emil.
How do we let this guy on the podcast where we talk about where we dissect wrestling storylines when he feels so strongly about them? You're like a parent. You're like my fucking parents watching wrestling.
Sabi ni Doc G,
this is how my dad feels. My dad got so triggered by JBL back in 2005, 2004.
sabi ni Doc G, Emil found another wrestler to bitch about after Eddie Thorpe. He chose Soul Ruka.
You write this stuff in the writers' room and you get so triggered by it.
Hindi kinagat yung Seth Rollins hate niya eh. Kaya nagbibitawan kay Soul Ruka.
No, but the more I think about it, the more it's interesting. Because up until this point, like Sol Ruka was like the surfer. Diba? What is that even? I was like, that feels like that felt a lot like the Rocky Maivia gimmick, diba? And now I think she's been given this opportunity to sink her teeth into something a little more nuanced, a little more mature. Kasi yeah, she's playing a layered character. Like it's stupid, yes, but you know why she's doing it. You know why she's instinctively doing that. Just that, diba?
She's not just there for the vibes anymore.
Yes.
So I think Zarya naman, Zarya came in as the Mad Max character, and conversely, this is also a test for her to see whether she can go beyond the gimmick, diba? And be an actual human being that is common right now in not just WWE but also AEW in modern wrestling. Because we're past a lot of gimmicks right now. We're portraying a lot of well-rounded humans beyond the cartoonish characterizations that we were used to back when we were kids. So really good subversion of the expectations that we've had from Zoruka as a team, as two individual wrestlers.
Mm-hmm. For NXT Deadline, part of the build is yung pagpili ng Iron Survivor participants, and this year John Cena is picking the men's and women's Iron Survivor Challenge competitors. So what do you think about this?
I think I already read the spoilers and it's just like a video, parang video package lang.
Siyempre, wala naman sa dates
Yeah.
yung ano, NXT.
So it's already just gonna choose like 5 like top tier stars on both divisions, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just kung first of all, I actually thought he'd actually make time for NXT since siya din yung nag-pitch ng idea na
Yeah,
gawin na
yeah.
lang NXT showcase yung the last time is now PLE or Saturday Night's main event. So I really thought he was going to make time for NXT, but again, tama kayo, wala nga sa dates here in NXT, so I'll be going against what he said. Right? So, if it's just a video, then at least kumuha pa rin siyang video.
Yes.
All right. And finally, from NXT, you got Ricky Saints and Oba Femi setting up their rematch for deadline for the NXT Championship. And I really loved when Oba got in Ricky's face and said, "Daddy's home." Like, that was such a bar.
Yeah, the evolution
ano yung sumapi sa kanya?
Yeah.
No, di ba kayo nagsabi na parang ito yung test for Oba to see kung meron ba siyang character beyond being the ruler. And I think, it's not a lot, but there is something now that he's got the bravado to be like, "Daddy's home."
Kaya na pala makipagsabayan around the mic, which is the most impressive thing from this exchange. Na if you put him up against someone like CM Punk or Cody Rhodes, I am confident Oba Femi can go toe to toe with them. So it's a mark of a main roster ready star for me. Now, okay,
Sure.
maybe after this year, I think it's time to move Oba. I think Oba is more ready than Trick. I know I've been saying that Trick has been main roster ready for a while, but I think now after watching that promo, that okay, if they're gonna call up someone first, I think it's gonna be Oba.
Sure.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying na, hindi siya kakainin si CM Punk ng buhay. Because, I mean, Punk does that to the
CM
best.
Punk,
No,
exactly.
Punk does that to the best people. So I don't know how good Oba would actually be. Pero the fact that he was able to keep up with Ricky Saints, who was charismatic in his own way, then he goes to show that, yeah, there is something there. So, maybe he gets called up, maybe he doesn't. I don't want to play who's going to get called up anymore. That game is very exhausting. Pero the fact that he's actually putting up the numbers that are needed, to make people believe in his hype, diba? Past holding a title, past being the ruler, is pretty interesting. So good stuff from Mobile Femi here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's take an Emil Nate dance break, and then when we get back, we'll talk about Full Gear, which is this weekend. Na kailangan i-remind natin mga sarili natin because we all actually forgot.
Yeah.
All right, Emil Nate, have at it.
Hello, my name is Ilya Dragunov, the Czar, and you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
All right, let's do our predictions for AEW Full Gear, which happens on Sunday, Manila time. So we'll start with this match from yung pre-show nila, yung parang tailgate brawl. It's the CMLL World Trios Championship. It's El Sky Team. They're the champions, Mascara Dorada, Mystico, and Neon. Taking on the Don Callis family, specifically Okada, Takeshita, and Hechicero.
I bet this match will spill over the main show. Just like what happened last time. Diba? They're big names, diba? They're big names.
That's a good point.
I think this is gonna spill over. For the winners, I think the champs retain.
Yeah, I think the champs retain because they have to, keep running the Okada Takeshita feud.
Yes.
And although it will be highly interesting for them to detour and have them be champions despite being openly hostile against each other. But I thought they were going to do the match at Full Gear, but I guess not because Takeshita is busy in Japan with his double Japanese contract in DDT and NJPW. So I guess and syempre Okada and Tanahashi doing the retirement match at Wrestle Kingdom. So I guess that's kind of put on the back burner. Okay lang din naman.
Yeah, same. Faces win here or CMLL wins here. I will say na ba't di natin pinag-usapan yung match ni Big Boom AJ?
That's a match?
Yeah.
Part of the pre-show.
Teaming up with QT Marshall.
QT Marshall. Yeah. It's a tag team match. I can't remember.
I think it was Rocky and
Roppongi Vice.
RPG Vice. Yeah,
RPG Vice.
Oh, they don't
yeah, because yun nga nung all-in. God.
Dapat yun yung pinag-uusapan natin.
It's actually a fun story, although
Si Big Justice mag-interfere.
Yeah, well, I'll still say just CMLL here. Just
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, you've got the Casino Gauntlet match to determine the inaugural AEW National Champion. And as of Dynamite kanina, Lashley and Benjamin are entering 1 and 2.
Tayo napaka-interesting nila. Like, stablemates starting the match. So, are they gonna fight it out? Or are they gonna wait?
wala silang choice.
I mean, they could just wait for the third,
I guess,
but if you can beat the other guy now, why won't you?
Oh, kasi the first
Yun yung rules, diba?
So bagay, no? Parang they could keep it within themselves. So, magpapapin na si Shelton. In the first
yeah.
Put some respect on Shelton Benjamin's name, Emil Nate.
I'm just kidding. But
what is wrong with you?
I guess with the winner, you know what? I'm gonna take a guess and say Ricochet.
Shit, that's my pick as well.
I was actually also going to say Ricochet.
Kasi parang siya na lang yung wala eh. Walang title.
No, mostly because we don't know who else is in the match. But, well, I guess other than Speedball, kasi he's already competed for it. But I think Ricochet deserves to be recognized for the work he's been doing since signing with AEW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Doc G, actually valuable yung first 2 spots in this type of match given the rules. Kasi
it can end at any time.
Next up, TNT Championship, Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. I think this is the 6th or 7th match in their feud. If Mark Briscoe loses, he must join the Don Callis family.
Yun na.
Anong yun na?
It's Mark Briscoe. Mga stipulations na ganun.
I think there's a lot of story to be mined from Mark joining the DCF.
Yeah, exactly.
Siya magiging Daniel Bryan sa Wyatt family. Naka-jumpsuit.
Siya magiging Shawn Michaels under the employ of JBL.
Isa pa.
But at the same time, the DCF also has the Young Bucks storyline going for them. So,
fuck.
So do they juggle 2 storylines now?
But you know, the Young Bucks match isn't necessarily hinging on, you know, whether somebody wins or loses, diba? So,
yeah.
So this one is ito yung pusta ni Mark Briscoe.
Tsaka pag kupal ka like Don Callis, do you actually tell yourself, wait, I can only fuck with one person today, ha? Ito lang, si Mark Briscoe lang ginagago ko.
Si Don Callis, yes, as a person, but like, larger meta storytelling, di ba? Parang medyo, anyway. I'm just trying to, you know, di ba, isipin mo, kung writer ka, di ba, ipipitch mo yan.
Ay, si Emil, alam niya yan.
6 people.
But yeah, I still like Kyle as TNT champion. And I feel like there is a lot of story to be told with Mark Briscoe being forced to join the DCF. So I feel like that's a nice way to shake up the balance conglomeration. So I feel like Kyle retains.
I will say Mark Briscoe, reward the guy with, first of all, with all the blade jobs and hard ways he's been putting out there.
Yeah.
How much blood has he lost ever since joining AEW? We don't know.
Has Mark won a singles title in AEW?
Yeah, ROH World Championship.
Well, that was ROH.
Okay. That's ROH.
It's still, you know, it's still a big-ish championship at this point.
I don't mind
AEW wala pa.
I don't mind seeing Mark Briscoe as TNT champion. So I
me
say
too.
Mark Briscoe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, you've got the singles match between Darby Allin and Pac. So yung rivalry ni Darby with the Death Riders continues.
Darby goes over here. Wait. Let me change my mind. No, I want to see Pac go over. Kasi if Moxley loses, it's gonna make the case of he's the weak link even stronger. So I'm gonna go with Pac.
Well, yeah, Darby has all that momentum. Parang he won, diba? He won, or he helped win rather, Blood and Guts, diba? He won against Moxley. So why would Darby lose to Pac all of a sudden? Tatalo na si Moxley, diba? So that's weird to me if it happens. So
it's gonna make Pac look a bigger threat. Though.
Why? Why would Pac be the bigger threat over Moxley? Despite, you know, aside from the fact that Mox is being booked as a weak link here.
Yeah. That's basically my reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say Darby wins here kasi tama nga si Roy. He has all this momentum. He did so well nung Blood and Guts, diba? So, why is Pac all of a sudden the guy to beat him, right? Talo ka si Moxley. Diba? So, I'd say Darby.
All right. You also have the Four Corners Tag Team match between the Babes of Wrath, the Sisters of Sin, the Timeless Love Bombs, and Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne, where the winning team chooses the stipulation for their semifinal match in the Women's World Tag Team Championship Tournament. So, first of all, ito pa-clarify lang. Yung other bracket na hindi affected, standard tag team match lang sila.
Yun nga eh.
Yeah, yes.
It's
Okay.
weird.
Alright.
Wait.
Weird.
All right.
So there's an incentive at least to win this because you can choose a stipulation that's whatever somehow works in your favor.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
it's still weird because why is this tournament so one-sided? Why do they get the advantage and the other bracket doesn't?
Because they won the match.
That's the incentive.
Yung fatal four-way. Bakit sila may fatal four-way? Tapos yung kabila walang fatal four-way. Diba?
No, this is
Wala.
these are the semifinal teams already.
Para may twist.
Okay, gets. Kala ko may small bracket there.
Yeah. I go with bombing Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. That's where I'm gonna go. That's
All
my
right.
pick.
You want that mother's milk?
It
Ako
could be
din.
anyone actually.
No, I would say Bane and Shafir, man. Bane's been putting double duty between Japan and AEW.
Hard
Sige,
working. Oh.
That woman
sige,
is
I'm gonna go
crazy.
with the heels then.
All right. Next, you have this is a long card. The no holds barred match, Mox and KOR.
Oof. Wala,
Kyle wins.
Kyle.
It's possible that Mox wins, especially if Pac is losing. But given that they are slowly telling the story na Mox is losing it or lacking or slipping, it is possible that they continue the Kyle push, which is a welcome development then.
Yeah, the unexpected Kyle push that we got from
Diba?
last week.
And from NXT 4 years ago.
Yeah, ganun din eh.
Diba?
Parang ganun din yung parang naging push ni Kyle eh. Like he was just the guy from the stable, but all of a sudden, he's getting the singles push.
Yeah, I mean,
And wala ulit si Adam Cole eh. Like what happened 4 years ago.
Exactly that, yeah. So I hope he stays healthy, because the injury took him out the last time.
Yeah.
Push, yeah,
So
so.
I go all the way with this Kyle O'Reilly push.
Same.
All right. You've also got the World Tag Team Championship match between Brodido and FTR.
As much as I'm loving this Brodido run, it's time, I think, for FTR to win the titles back. Although this Brodido run has been legendary, I will say that.
I am not looking forward to an FTR reign again. Kasi that does nothing for no one. I feel
Really?
like FTR is gonna do their long matches regardless of whether or not they're champions anyway. Diba? Parang they don't need the
Right.
belt to do their thing. You know?
Pero si Brody parang I don't know if you guys feel this, but I feel like na-defang siya when he became a face and teamed
Yeah.
up with Bandido.
But he works it so well din naman. Like people like to like him, you know? Whereas I really don't think anything is gonna change if FTR becomes champion. Diba? Like they have Stokely. Stokely makes him entertaining anyway.
Any
they can-
chance that
Sorry?
Cope might return here?
Pwede.
Well, and they could challenge, and Cope and Christian could
Kroger
challenge.
Christian.
Yeah, for the tag titles.
Okay, if that's the end game, pwede naman. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's what I was
But-
saying. FTR as well. Yeah.
But I feel like saan mo pupulutin ng Brodido if they lose the championships? Like, do they continue being a team? What happens here?
I mean, they
Diba?
weren't really an official team to begin
Yeah.
with. Diba?
Yeah, yun nga eh,
So,
diba?
They're just thrown in.
Oh, diba? They parang shoe-in lang sila din siya tayo, tapos naging champion sila all of a sudden. So, I think they'll be fine on their own, to be honest. Isn't Bandido still the ROH champion?
Yeah, is that pa?
Yeah,
na,
he is.
yeah.
Yes.
So he'll be fine. I don't know about Brody King, pero he's
Unless they
he's his
break
own.
up and Brody feuds with him for the
Oh,
ROH
pwede din,
championship.
diba?
Yeah.
I don't mind. I like FTR. I've always liked FTR. Diba? So I will say I don't mind them winning the titles.
All right. Next, a match for $1 million. Air quotes.
In the pre-show, we forgot to mention there was a match for $200,000.
Ah, that's right. Yes, yung
And then now,
four-way tag team match.
and then
Pero
now we're 1 million.
ito 1 million to,
1
Chino.
million.
Anong sinabi ng 200k mo sa 1 million, di ba?
60 million pesos.
Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander.
All right, this is where it all goes down. Baby faces win. The Bucks finally turn face. Reunites the Elite.
Yeah, the Bucks are doing the most telegraphed face turn I've ever seen in a while. So,
Halata eh.
yeah, I mean, good for them, diba? You know, they're showing off some acting chops in the process. So, whether or not you feel for them, it's on you, I suppose, because they're putting in the work to naman. But yeah, I agree with Emil. The faces win because you know, the Bucks can't be brought to be as mean as the Don Callis family.
Right. Yeah, but at the same time, doon mo din masasabi na the Bucks really are not WWE style wrestlers, diba? They're out there to tell stories with their bodies. They're not
Yeah.
out there to do stories with the words.
Sure.
Yes.
And monologues and all that. So, you know, yeah, may kanya-kanyang strengths tayo. Ganun talaga. I will say that if the Bucks do a face turn here, then discredit na yung whole Mark Briscoe winning the TNT Championship thing here. The DCF has to walk away with something here, right? So I will say the Young Bucks, but with the caveat that, you know, it's probably the TNT title is still probably gonna stay with Kyle Fletcher.
All right. Let's go to the World Championship matches. First, the Women's World Championship. Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné. Ito na ba? Does Mercedes finally claim the one championship she's never won?
I think she did. She does here. She's gonna win her how many belts now? 13? 14?
14th. That would be her 14th.
14th.
I actually think she does not.
Ooh.
If we go by,
Again?
if this is the last show, if this is the last go home show before Full Gear, then her standing tall at the very end of the show, of the TV episode, pala, means that she's not winning because she already has 13 championship belts, diba?
She's also got Impact Wrestling Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Nakita ko yun sa TV kanina. May Chawari Wap na nag-angat nun.
Wait. So if she loses again, that makes her a choker in the big stage.
Sure.
Diba? This is her second
Yeah, you know,
shot.
and if that happens, nobody can say shit about her ego anymore.
All right.
Because if she would be willing to have egg on her face in the biggest match that she can have. Diba? The biggest championship match that she can have.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think this is happening because of the way the go home was booked.
I also don't want it to happen. I'm a big believer in Chris Statlander.
Yeah,
diba?
same.
So I really like her style and what she stands for as a wrestler, as a character. So you know, repping all the weird girls out there. You know, si Tatum Paxley and the Chris Statlander. So
Hindi
you
naman
know,
goth mommy si Chris Statlander.
well, she's an alien, diba? That's what
Yeah.
I'm
Hindi na siya alien, tao na siya.
Tao na ba siya? Okay.
Oh.
Well, she started off as an alien.
She
Right,
did,
so-
yes.
Yes.
Hindi na siya nagbo-boop eh.
So, you know, repping all the weirdos out there. So I'm all for that. So Chris Statlander retains.
All right. And finally, the steel cage match for the AEW World Championship, Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe.
Huh. I'm actually 50-50 here. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing a Samoa Joe win here, actually. Like, kasi di ba akala natin feud lang to at the beginning, but Joe has shown so much over the last few weeks na I won't mind if he gets another run at it at the World Championship. Even though it's gonna be in the expense of Hangman Page in this redemption arc that he went through this year.
I kind of want
won't-
it, but I don't. Sorry. Go ahead.
Like, I won't be surprised. Like, I think Hangman's gonna retain it. I also won't mind seeing a Joe title win here.
I kind of want it, but I also don't think it's happening. I feel
fair.
like unless this happens to be a match with similar gore and violence as yung match na with Swerve, as Hangman hinted at, I feel like it's not going to be it's not going to be a loss for him because he is still the main character of AEW, diba? Like, no one was able to take that away from him. And I feel like Joe at this point is facilitating, the rise of Hangman and the cementing of his legacy as the the guy, the face of AEW.
Yeah.
So I think it's a Hangman defense here.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like if Joe doesn't win, parang lalo siyang magmumukhang petulant child. Like every time he's come up with a scheme to one up Hangman, to, jump him or whatever. Like siya naiisahan ng face coalition ni Hangman, di ba?
Sure.
Di ba? And then he gets goaded into into putting the titles on the line they have, di ba? And honestly, they still have those titles, fine. That's fair. But at the same time, every time he's had the scheme thrown out there, it always gets thrown back in his face. Tas nagwawala siya. He's gonna throw a tantrum after that. And it doesn't make it look like he has some credibility behind him. He doesn't have, it's not that heel that you're after that can take on Hangman. So parang the onus of winning this match is on Joe. Because otherwise, what else can he say to Hangman that he hasn't been said before? Diba? Parang, nasa kanya yung pressure na manalo So that's why I'm going to say Samoa Joe wins here.
All right, interesting takes heading into this weekend. Those are their predictions for Full Gear. Let's wind down and get some plugs. Chino, what do you have going on?
Yeah, so this week on the Class Ground podcast, I talked to somebody from Emil's neck of the woods. I talked to the founder and producer of Comedy Oragon, as well as Comedy Albay, Roy Obligacion. He's a stand-up comedian that started the seed there in the Bicol region. So I talked to him about that. Tuwa si Emil, Kikita ka ba, Emil?
Siyempre, represent tayo
Pag hindi ka nakinig, testing kita sa Monday. And also, I'll be at Brickwall BGC tomorrow for the Comedy Manila Showcase alongside Atsy, Joe Sponcilio, a whole lot of others. Tickets are still available, comedymanila.ph/shows.
Emil?
No plugs here. Just follow the podcast on all social media platforms. And the early birds for the Saturday Night Speed.
Oh, may bumili na nga
Ayun, no.
Makapasok lang sa Gcash.
Yan, so the early bird tickets are now available, so go check it out.
Very good. All right, Ro?
Yeah, guys, may tickets pa for Alamat, Puso Wrestling, pusowrestling.helixpay.ph. I use my Prime discount code, discount Romeo50. That's discount Romeo50, the numbers, all one word. See you guys there. Julian, better fucking see you, man.
Julian, we better see you, man.
Pinagbantaan pa yung tao eh.
Emil will be the one to hurt you. Emil will be the one to hurt you. And he doesn't hurt people.
All right. For me, wala naman nothing to plug here. Nothing yet. Maybe next week or in a couple of weeks. All right. Make sure to follow the show at Wrestling Podcast or at Wrestling2XPod if you want to keep the conversation going. You can also hit us up individually. It's at Roeswar, at Chino Supersized, at EML_Meister, and at _Stan C. Thank you very much to Babyface producer Jasper for always putting us over and for braving the holiday traffic to make it home in time for our live stream.
Thank you.
Jasper, thank you.
He is the real MVP of the show.
Kasi nahirapan ako umuwi this week. So, buti ka pa.
Speed champion Jasper.
Considering Rizal ka pa umuwi.
Correct. Siyang tunay na speed champion. Thank you so much, Jasper. And thank you for joining us for another live stream. We will catch you next week for Weekend Reacts and for yung usual live streams natin here on the Wrestling Podcast. For Romoran, Chino Liao, and Emil Nate, I'm Stan C, reminding everyone to stay safe, stay dry, and hindi po live event ang in-announce ng Netflix Philippines. Wrestling Podcast out. Later, Outcasts.
Peace.